This is a new mid-ranger from Poco, the M6 Pro. Is this a good choice if you're looking for a budget mid-range phone? I'm Will for GSM Arena, and let's find out in our Poco M6 Pro review. First off, we have to clear things up. There's already a Poco M6 Pro 5G out there, but it's only in the Indian market. Today's Poco M6 Pro is 4G only, and a notably different device. The phone has a flat glass back with a two-tone finish. There are separate pronounced camera rings which have a nice symmetry with the Poco logo. The flat plastic frame matches the back color, and the phone is relatively lightweight. The Poco M6 Pro also has IP54 rated protection against dust and water. The display of the phone is a 6.67-inch OLED with a 1080p resolution, Gorilla Glass 5 protection, and a 120Hz refresh rate. This panel is pretty bright. We measured a maximum of nearly 500 nits with the manual slider, and this can boost to 1050 nits in auto mode when in bright conditions. This screen is decent for the price. It's sharp and contrasty too. There is no HDR support though, which you'd find on other more expensive Poco phones. The smooth 120Hz refresh rate is adaptive and dials down to 60Hz when the phone is idling to save energy. Under the display sits the fingerprint reader, and it's reliable and snappy to wake up and unlock the phone. For audio, there's a headphone jack and a pair of stereo speakers, with grills on both the top and the bottom. The speaker loudness is very good, and the sound is full. You can listen for yourself with the provided link. The Poco M6 Pro comes with 256 or 512 gigs of storage, and that is expandable through microSD card. At the time of review, our M6 Pro is running Xiaomi's MIUI 14 instead of the new HyperOS, and that's on top of Android 13. HyperOS is said to come to the phone soon though, via a software update. If you'd like to find out more about MIUI 14's specific features, you can check out our dedicated video. The chipset of the Poco M6 Pro is a variant of the popular Helio G99. This one's called the Helio G99 Ultra. It's a 4G chipset from MediaTek. There's no 5G connectivity here. We're not sure exactly what separates the Ultra version from the regular G99, but in benchmarks, the Poco M6 Pro shows a small uptick in performance. It does a decent job running your everyday tasks pretty smoothly, with only occasional slowdowns. It's good enough for some light gaming too. The phone has a 5000 mAh battery and did pretty well in our battery tests. It earned a solid active use score of 11 hours and 46 minutes, with decent numbers all around. There's support for 67-watt charging, and is able to bring the phone from 0 to 71% in half an hour. A full charge took 48 minutes. The global Poco M6 Pro has a more versatile camera setup than the Indian variant. There's a 64-megapixel main cam, an 8-megapixel ultrawide, and a 2-megapixel macro camera. The main cam captures 16-megapixel stills due to pixel binning, and they're just okay. They don't have a lot of detail, and they're soft overall, in spite of the heavy sharpening applied. Dynamic range has its issues too. At least the colors look nice. Portrait shots are decent actually, at least when it comes to the subject detection and separation. In low light, the main cam captures enough detail. Dark areas are nicely exposed, and light sources are well contained too. It's actually a good showing for a budget phone. Enabling the manual night mode doesn't really do much. It brightens up the shots just a little bit and cleans up a small amount of noise. Video capture is limited to 1080p, and those clips from the main cam are decent but unimpressive. Colors look good, but the detail is subpar. The videos are too contrasty, and they're over-sharpened. There is video stabilization available, and it does quite alright to smooth out small bumps and shakes. Now we have the 8-megapixel ultra-wide camera, which mostly fails to impress. It's not great in terms of detail, and tends to overexpose shots. Dynamic range isn't especially good either, and there's some visible noise in the frame. In low light, the ultra-wide's photos are again subpar. They're soft and noisy, with dark shadows and blown highlights. Turning on the dedicated night mode does help with the shadows and darker areas, making scenes look nicer overall. The ultra-wide camera captures pretty soft 1080p videos, and detail could be better. Then we have the 2-megapixel macro cam, and it does an okay job capturing close-ups considering the low resolution. Finally, there's the 16-megapixel selfie camera, which is decent for the class. It captures plenty of detail, and skin tones look nice. So there you have it, the Poco M6 Pro. It's pretty decent all around for a budget device. You get a good display and speakers, solid battery life, and fast charging. If you wished for anything, it would be a more powerful chipset with support for 5G and 4K video recording. But if you're searching for a budget phone and those aren't deal breakers for you, the Poco M6 Pro is worth looking into. If you're on the lookout for alternatives to the Poco M6 Pro, the Redmi Note 13 Pro 4G is the same phone but with a better main camera, and we'll link to that review as soon as it's ready. Alternatively, you can check out the Samsung Galaxy A05s. Let us know what you think, and I'll see you on the next one.